Let's talk about the Gorge. All right, let's talk about the Gorge. Scott Derrickson's filmography is really solid. I'm a big fan of Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy, so let's discuss this crazy genre-blending film on Apple+. Now, it's rated PG-13. That surprised me before the movie, not after, mostly because of Scott Derrickson. He's kind of known for horror and Doctor Strange, but I saw this trailer and this is like a pit that could hold anything. Demons, monsters. Is it a pit that leads us straight to hell? You'll find out when you watch the movie. But that's where I thought the movie's focus would be. It's also part sci-fi, part action-adventure, a survival movie, a dark romance, but really, it's a romantic movie, and that's kind of what the focal point is. It's their relationship, their bond. And that's something that caught me a little off guard at first. It's not a spoiler. It happens almost immediately. But it caught me off guard because that's not what I expected from this director, this concept, and how dark I expected this movie to get. I thought there would be this crazy sequence of events that would have me on the edge of my seat in the beginning of the movie. Now we get there, and it really amps up the action-adventure horror part of it later on, I would say past the halfway point. But in the beginning, we get like 45 minutes of just them building up their relationship from a distance in the beginning. There are times when they're looking at each other, writing notes and messages through their binoculars. It's kind of cute, kind of sweet. But this is a movie, like the perfect example of one where the two leads have to carry it on their shoulders. Because when I say nothing else happens for a large portion of this movie, I mean nothing happens but them developing their relationship. And I really had to adjust my brain while I was watching that. I should have known it's coming out on Valentine's Day weekend. But even then, I'm like, nothing here told me that this was going to be the case. But okay, let's see if they can form a nice relationship. And I'm not going to sit here and say the script was the best, especially when we get into the madness later on. But I really like these two on screen together here. They showcase solid chemistry. I enjoyed the performances separately, but when they are together, not even physically together, but kind of communicating with each other on screen, I kept saying to myself, this is nice. I don't know if it's nice because you have two top-tier performers on screen. Like, if this wasn't Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller, would whoever fills their shoes be able to execute? Would anyone else have this level of charisma? Obviously, other actors would, but the level that they are on is top-notch here, and they're putting a lot into their performances, which I really appreciate for a movie like this. That's a testament to Scott Derrickson as a director, even though this is a film you would think Apple would want a theatrical release for. I mean, it's got an 80+ on Rotten Tomatoes. It's got top-tier actors, notable stars, but this is kind of what Apple does, is they make these movies with big actors. At the same time, is this a movie that would have been approved for the big screen? I think it would have because of Scott Derrickson, but I just really like everything at play here. Now, we get into the latter half, which is when it commits to being this action-adventure sci-fi film. There's even a scene or sequence that kind of reminded me of Mad Max, where somebody's just barreling through this desolate-looking landscape, and you've got that look and feel that makes you feel like something crazy is going to happen. Very green screeny. Maybe not the best visual effects. I can't knock it too hard because I'm sure the budget was a little bit smaller and a lot of the money was probably spent on the stars. But it tried to go for that Mad Max look and feel, didn't quite capture that. And what I really wanted out of this second half was to learn a lot more about the situation as a whole. Not just these two and what they're all about. More so, the lore here is so interesting, especially in the beginning when we're kind of replacing the people that were already there. What happens to them? What happens to our new characters? I'm like, man, this is really cool. And I just want them to expand upon this idea, this set of ideas, and this world that they've introduced that I could spend a lot of time in, not only with these characters, but this has potential to go further and explore more about the Gorge. The problem is, the movie doesn't really do that. This is a romance with sci-fi action adventure horror in the background. And when we finally get to that point, that portion of it did underwhelm me. Obviously not underwhelming everybody, because people seem to be really responding to this, but that was the part of the film that underwhelmed, because we're getting a couple of fun-ish action scenes, but I didn't really care as much when we got there because everything about it was so mysterious, and I'm sitting here trying to parse together what the mystery of this place is. At the end of the day, that's not what mattered. Derrickson makes that very clear. It's more so about our characters and what situation they're in individually. But I was kind of looking at the grand scheme of things and saying there's a lot of interesting here that was never thoroughly explored. And the action-adventure part, even the horror part, which is what Derrickson is known for, felt a lot more conventional and cliche. Like, you can see the jump scares coming, the creature design, it's fine, but it's nothing riveting. It was much more so, I enjoy the romance, like the on-screen chemistry quite a bit. This is a cute little movie. It never took that extra step, went to that extra level like I had hoped it would have. So in a sense, I'm disappointed, but at the same time, it's a movie on Apple Plus. I can see a lot of people watching this, enjoying it, and I would say I would recommend this for you all to watch and enjoy, especially on Valentine's Day weekend. It's not often you get a Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy spending a lot of time with each other on screen. They're compelling, they have a lot of charisma, and their chemistry is really good.
Nice.
Before I give you my score, are you watching your Gorge? Be sure to comment on this video. Let me know your thoughts, man. That's why I do this. I love the conversation. Share this with your friends if you like the review, and drop a like, because that, it helps the channel. Or tell me I need a haircut, because really, I mean, it's bad. This is bad. Your Gorge is an occasionally entertaining blend of sci-fi, horror, and action, but it ultimately decides to focus on the romantic aspect of it all. Thankfully, Taylor-Joy and Teller have chemistry for days. A lot is riding on these performances to carry us through some stagnant moments, and they deliver. While it begins to feel aimless, the action ramps up and attempts to distract us from its lack of depth. That's a pun. While it's unfortunate that the initial intrigue gets pushed to the back burner, the time we spend with our leads is charming enough. A lot more shallow overall than I expected, but it's a cute movie. Didn't expect to say that about the Gorge. It's a cute little Gorge. That was my nickname in high school. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.